And about me, so I worked with the main company, Salesforce.com company, for 2 years. Before that, I used to work with Accenture, and I'm a techno-functional consultant. Worked with the most of the top Salesforce customers. When I'm at Salesforce, I used to work monthly on each and every premium customers of Salesforce. We used to implement the best solutions by using the Salesforce technology. So Salesforce used to showcase this top customers to all the other customers to increase their customer base, new customers, all like this. And I have the following certifications coming to Service Cloud, Sales Cloud, Advanced Administrator, Developer Certified. And apart from this, these are all Salesforce certifications. So these certifications will tell you that this developer is having this special skill, so that the customers will have special advantage of hiring you. Okay, so you have, so the person who is having the certification will have a special advantage to be get hired by any client. Okay, and these are the two external certifications, that is HTML5 by Microsoft and Oracle Expert. Okay? That's the different skills. And let's talk about the advantages of cloud. These days, most people are talking about cloud computing, scalability, and transparency, security, a lot of things. Okay, so coming to the legacy applications who are on client server, who are on local machines, so these legacy softwares will not work for the future, because most people are accessing data on internet these days. Social networking, everything is on internet. Okay, so coming to the advantage of cloud, the main advantage is scalability. First, suppose if your company is very small today, so you don't need to buy very big servers on the first day. Okay, you can buy very small licenses from a cloud computing company, saying this: I am a new company. I have two employees in my company. I want 2 user licenses for my company, so that you pay very less for your company softwares, all this stuff. Uh, in case of legacy software, legacy applications, you have to pay very big contract fees for long term, like for 5 years, for 3 years, like this. And for suppose if you don't like the software, you cannot get your money back. Okay, so this is one of the good advantage, that is pay as you go model. That's called pay as you go. So in cloud computing model, you generally pay every month. Okay, so if you don't like the product this month, you can switch off paying to the cloud computing company from the next month. Okay, so these companies will take care a lot about customers, as if the customer don't like the product, they can leave it immediately after a month. That's the reason they care about customer service a lot. And coming to the technology world, cloud computing is a multi-tenancy architecture. So all the applications will be hosted in a single server, and people across the globe can access the server from their mobiles, from their browser, anywhere. But the performance will be the same for all the people. Okay, and generally, for suppose the same cloud can be accessible by a lot of companies. Oracle, AT&T, Vodafone, Airtel, all these companies can use the same applications on cloud with the same performance and everything. Or suppose if there's a new company who is coming up, they can also use the same software for very less price with the same benefits of what AT&T is getting, right? Because AT&T will buy for 5,000 licenses, small company will buy for 10 licenses, but the features are same for both these customers. Unlike in the olden days, right, only AT&T can bear the big server costs, but small companies cannot, so that they cannot use the applications. Okay. Apart from this, there are a lot of advantages. It mentioned in small tag cloud, that is in data integrity, security. Okay, security is a really important part on business applications. So for suppose banking customers, earlier they feared a lot about Salesforce.com because they don't want to move to Salesforce.com because it's completely on internet. Someone can hack it. But currently, Salesforce have very big customers from banking industry. That is BofA, Citibank. Um, most of the banks are using Salesforce now for their customer relationship management. I will talk about that. So um, let's move on to the next slide. Okay. So these are there are three types of cloud, that is SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. SaaS represents software as a service. Okay. The meaning of this is like you are offering a software as a web application so that they can buy that as a service for a month or for 2 months or for 3 months. And whenever they don't like it, they can cancel that service. Okay. So earlier, softwares are like products. They used to sell products so that you can buy at once or you can install in your machine in a exe file and you can use it. Now they are giving like a service as a web application. For suppose if I paid, so generally we generally use all free accounts. Gmail is also a SaaS application, but it's completely free. But there are a lot of paid applications where they generally charge $10 per month. So if you're not paying for the month of August, yeah, they will stop your the login access. You can't log into the applications if you don't pay. That's how SaaS works. So some of the important SaaS companies are very big companies are Salesforce.com is a very big company on SaaS side. That is, Salesforce is offering a CRM software. CRM is called Customer Relationship Management. I will talk about that in the coming slide. So they are offering, initially they offered CRM solution. Later on they split into multiple modules of that. And okay, they started with simple sales application in 1999, and slowly they added marketing features, service features. And they went really big because what Salesforce does is they generally add new versions every quarter. Yearly 3 times they generally upgrade the complete software with the new versions, with the new latest features. That's the specialty of that. That is the reason it's growing a lot. And coming down to the some of the examples of SaaS are Salesforce.com, NetSuite, SuccessFactors. SuccessFactors is like is a job posting company. Sorry, you can post jobs. Like for suppose your company is too big, AT&T, so you generally want to post all your jobs on a cloud portal. You can take the login of SuccessFactors and you can do that. So this company is acquired by SAP. Okay, and there's one more company for HR, performance management, all this stuff. That is Work.com, which is acquired by Salesforce.com and made it as. So the actual company name is Ripple. It's acquired by Salesforce and named it as Work.com. This is for managing the employee performance, all this stuff. Okay, and there's one more company called Workday, which is useful to track their pay slips, monthly expenses, all this stuff for employees. These are all SaaS applications which are really big these days. Okay, and most applications are coming up slowly. And what is PaaS? PaaS means platform as a service. Okay, so some of the important vendors here are Salesforce.com is not a big vendor, but it's playing around third or fourth. Okay, Amazon.com generally provides a lot of platforms on their Amazon AWS. Okay, for suppose if you want a server for hosting your Linux PHP application, so you can use Amazon platform for that. And Microsoft Azure will generally offer .NET platform for hosting your .NET applications. These are the three examples. Coming down to infrastructure as a service, so these companies offer space, database, hosting space like this. GoDaddy, again, Salesforce.com also will offer that. Amazon AWS S3, especially the S3 module will generally host all the big files on their servers, and you can access it from anywhere. And GoDaddy also one of the as provider, right? And these days most people are calling, they have made a lot of types of cloud. So some people will call database as a service called DaaS. There are a lot of types coming in these days, but these are the major three types of cloud. Okay, so coming down to this picture, most of the end users, all the business people will be generally accessing this SaaS software. Application developers is generally accessing the platform as a service. Coming down to the Salesforce product, Force.com is a platform for developing applications. Yeah, so Salesforce is like a CRM software, but Salesforce company got a product called Force.com where you can develop apps on the platform using Apex Visual Force programming. Okay, coming down to the infrastructure service, all the network architects, system administrators will be really working in this layer. Let's go to the especially into CRM thing, means Salesforce side. Yeah, so Salesforce became really famous with CRM software. So what is CRM? CRM is like a customer relationship management tool for enterprises. So why CRM is really important for every business? So generally, CRM is the only tool which helps company in growing customers, okay, in selling things, in servicing the customers. So customers will be grown a lot if existing customers are happy. That is the reason Salesforce Service Cloud will help you to service your customers really better. Okay. So customer relationship management really focus on customer success, okay, customer in marketing to the customers, in selling products to the customers, in servicing the existing customers. Okay, let's go deep into. Okay, so let's go with a simple example. For suppose, 15 people just started a company, so they have some products. For suppose they have some phones. Okay, for getting revenue to the company, they generally need to market. Okay, first of all, they use marketing cloud to do some campaigns, social campaigns, TV ads, banner ads, all this stuff. So everything will be managed and tracked in marketing cloud. Okay, whenever you're marketing these products, some people might see these ads and they can call you back, or they can reach your website and they can click on buy buttons. All these people are called leads in the system in CRM software. So the marketing cloud part is to generate leads with several ways of marketing, events, campaigns, conventions, sort of things. After leads are generated, your salespeople will be calling them personally, or you will be reaching them on emails, asking them to buy products. They generally offer discounts to sell products to the customers. For suppose after a couple of meetings, if they got the product from you, if they bought the product from you, then these guys will become the customers of your company. For suppose if 100 people became your customers in the first month, these 100 are your customers of your company, and they generally paid money for buying the products to you. So you generally track this people information inside your system. Whenever these people is calling you, you automatically show a complete information of these people. For suppose after 6 months, the person who got the phone says, hey, that I have a battery problem, I want a new phone. Like that, he called to your customer care and said like this. So your support center team will now fix the issue by sending out new phone, So in this way, the people are really happy, right? So if you are giving better service to the customers, then these guys will be happy, and they can refer some other people. Okay. So this complete the last thought part will be taken care by the Service Cloud module in Salesforce. Okay. That's how everything will be like a cycle. Start from marketing, go to sales, later on servicing. For suppose if you are doing better service, you get a lot of customers, and they become more customers. And the existing customers also can buy new phones after 1 year or 2 years if your service is really good. Okay. Let's move on to the cloud architecture. Okay. So Salesforce generally says that they use multi-tenancy architecture. What is multi-tenancy? Multi-tenancy architecture means like you're going to share the resources, like application server you're going to share with all the customers, web server you're going to share with all the customers, database you're going to share with all the customers. By that way you can reduce the cost for each and every customer. But here in this way, the cloud computing provider will be having will be sharing the resources to all the customers, and the customers will be paying very less money to you. Anyway, all people will be getting the resources for very less price, cost efficient model. And the general example what Salesforce gives is like apartment and independent home. So in apartments, people share a lot of resources like uh, elevator, street lights, or everything will be shared by all the people. And coming down to the independent home, you need to bear all the charges on your own. Okay, that's how. And this is a simple link for the Salesforce architecture. It is like a 8-page document, 8-page web page. I can share you that link for class. Yeah, let's start a quick demo how Salesforce looks like and how people will work. What Salesforce developer have to do, what Salesforce administrator have to do, what Salesforce consultant, sales consultant have to do, service consultant have to do. Let's I can speak to you by opening a simple tool. I'm going out of this presentation now. So here I'm logging into salesforce.com. Yeah. So generally you can log into the Salesforce application um, from the browser, from any browser, with simply username and password. So it's simply like a Gmail login. And after logging into the application, this is the tabs where you can click on each tab to go for the reports. You click on reports tab. To see the vendors information, you click on vendors tab. Before going to the tabs, so I want to share about the applications. So in the same Salesforce login, you can have a number of applications that can be switchable from here. By clicking on this, you have an option to click on any other application so that you're going to switch from one application to the other application. For suppose you want a sales application. So for suppose you want a marketing application now. I'm clicking on marketing app. Yeah. Now I'm going to see the marketing application on single click. Okay. So the application is too fast. My network is a little slow today. Okay. So you can just see things really fast on single button click. Okay. This is the lead marketing application. So in coming to the marketing application, campaigns, leads, contacts, opportunities, reports, and dashboards are general tabs, general basic tabs, but these two are really important tabs in Marketing Cloud. So campaigns are like events you generally sponsor, any ads, TV campaigns, paper campaign like this. Okay. For suppose after doing the campaigns, you have spent some uh, X amount of money, and you want to check the return on investment on the campaign. If you are spending X amount of money, you want to make around 5x amount of money. Means that is called return on investment. If you spend $1,000, if you are trying to make $5,000 after this campaign, then if you made $5,000, this is called 500% return on investment on your campaign. Everything can be seen in the reports, dashboards. You can also generate reports saying how many leads are generated for this campaign and what is the expenditure of this. Based on the reports, you can generally say that the TV campaign is really good. With the less budget, we got more leads. From the next time, you generally go with the same campaign. So these are the reports. Okay, I'm showing you the simple report. The data is too bad here, but the report looks like this. Okay, this is the sample instance which I'm showing to you. Let's move on to the Sales Cloud. So coming to the Sales Cloud generally starts with lead object. Okay, again, campaign. I can see the campaign subject here, but still, the main features, the main Salesforce Sales Cloud starts with lead cycle, but I can still access campaigns also from the sales application. I can modify, configure the things like according to my needs. So coming down to leads people who are interested to buy products from your company. So once the lead is converted, you generally create accounts, contacts, and opportunities. I can show you a simple demo to you. Create new lead. I'm just simply giving only the last name because that's the required field in the lead object, and he belongs to a company called Elite. Okay, I'm clicking on save, and so this is the lead came from some X campaign. Maybe we have seen the company product ad in maybe in TV like this, and he called, and we have stored the lead information here. If I'm clicking on convert on the lead object, it says okay, and it's asking me this following option, and it's saying, see, what is the account name, what is the opportunity name, what is the status of the current lead. It automatically says close converted. I am putting some task saying demo this guy on Saturday. Now waiting to this. I'm putting a simple task. Here I am the sales guy. I'm working like a sales guy here. I'm putting the due date as like tomorrow. By this date, I have to do the demo to him. I'm clicking on convert. Now you can see the account name. I automatically move to the account tab after converting the lead, because when I'm clicking on convert on the lead object, I have three things created in my system. That is, one is the account. Account means your customer name. Some people called as customers, some people called as accounts, some people called as client also. Okay, and if you go to the account page below, you can see the contact information. So who is the lead? Lead is a person who is contacting your company to say that their company need a product. So the contact person will be automatically stored as a contact. So I'm clicking on this, So it automates. Yeah. Hello? Yeah. Can you hear me? Okay. Hello. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, this is the contact information. So this is also created from the same button. So this contact Venkat is linked with Elite Innovative Solutions because I mentioned this name in the company of the when I'm creating a lead. This is the last name. This name is the company name. That's the account which is automatically linked this contact to this account. And the phone number, all this information, it's automatically populated because it's in the lead information of this Venkat. And as I said, when I'm converting lead, I automatically gets a contact that is this. See, I can open in a new tab. That is account, contact Venkat, and an opportunity with the name, company name, and the product what you are buying. That is an opportunity. See, these things are created in a single button click. So every company needs a CRM, this CRM, but according to their industry, if that is the pharma company, they use pharma related CRM. Salesforce developers have to modify these things according to their needs. Everything here can be customizable by Salesforce developer. Okay, I can show the things how it works here. And do you remember what is this? It's an open activity which I have created when I'm converting the lead. That's called task. Demo this guy within 2 days. Related to the account name and task. The due date is day after tomorrow, that is 18th, and the priority is normal. Assigned to the person who converted the lead. I can even assign this to my subordinate. Hey, Srikant, can you work on this? I can put down this. I can change the assignee also for this task. Okay. So coming to the Sales Cloud, leads, accounts, contacts, opportunities are four important objects. Apart from this, forecasting. So salespeople have to forecast the future sales. They have to. People say that. So every company will be generally telling their quarterly sales by their CFO, and at the end of each quarter, and they generally say the future thing also. By next quarter, we can make this much growth like this. They generally tell these things based on the forecasting made by the internal people. Okay. For suppose if four people are reporting to me and I am reporting to some X person, so if A, B, C are reporting to me, if A is making $5,000 sale in this month, sorry, 50,000 sale in this quarter, the B person is making 1 lakh in the next quarter, in this quarter, C is making 1 lakh in this quarter, then I can say, so these people values will be automatically summed up, and it will says to me that 2.5 lakh will be made from your team. And if I am saying that I make $1 lakh from my side, then 3.5 lakh will be shown to the my top level guy, and that guy's values will be sum up, and it totally shows the values. It's like a role hierarchy. Okay, based on your role hierarchy, it shows everything to the top CEO, CFO, so that they can tell, hey, this quarter we can make this, the next quarter we can do this total value of sales in the company. Okay, that's how this object is useful for that purpose. And apart from that, contracts, orders, so these are generally useful for the salespeople. For suppose a company will be in contract to you for with 5 years, a client. Okay, and you can also take orders, pre-orders like this with orders tab. This is the important thing in Sales Cloud. Once A customer got some product from you, so you want to help him if you have any issue. After 6 months, the phone what you sold to your customer is having some issue. Then you, now I'm the sales guy, I'm going to the call center application that is here. So this application start with cases, cases and solutions, and these cases are related to the contacts and accounts. Okay, for suppose now I'm creating a case with, I'm clicking on new. So I'm clicking on Venkat, okay, who is creating the case. Venkat sent a mail to this company saying that I have issue with the phone. That is the reason I'm creating it. See, I'm clicking on Venkat. If I'm mapping to the contact, it automatically maps to the company name also. That is Elite Innovative Solution. And I can say the subject is problem with phone, okay. And the description is uh, something. I'm giving simple reason, okay. I'm clicking on save, and these are some priorities. It's in Service Cloud generally says what is the status, whether the case is opened, new, or closed. That these are the status available. Escalated means it's escalated to the higher level team. Whether if you cannot fix that case, you generally escalate to the specialist team. Okay. And priority, if it is high priority, we have to immediately open the case. These are the general support center terminologies. Okay. I'm clicking on save. Now this means case origin I have to put down. Okay, I kept phone. Venkat called on phone and created this case. Supporter created this case from the web application. That is the reason I'm giving it as cases origin. So cases can be created from automatically from web with the web to case, from email. For suppose if you send an email to support at the rate of your companyname.com, it automatically creates a case in your mission if you have already configured Salesforce. Otherwise, you have to manually check your email, create a case manually. Okay, I'm clicking on save. Yeah, now a case is created and it shows the person who created this case, their company name, their phone number, and everything. And customer rep can directly log a call with him. Okay, and he can take notes what the customer rep have talked to you and what you have said to me. Like this, you can take everything as a notes, and you can change the status by clicking on this from. Actually, by default, it's new. I'm making the status as working. Clicking on change status. That's it. Now it means I'm working on this case. Means support rep is working on this case. So this is three applications. Generally, in this current class, we generally teach about all the basic app functionalities in the first day by creating the real-time data in the system. This generally takes not more than 1.5 hours. Later on, we generally start developing application from our own. So what is the job of Salesforce developer is like they generally need to modify the existing application according to the customer needs, and some people want their own custom application for recruiting or for hiring or for um, selling e-commerce application like this. Okay, for that I can show you some options to you. If you click on setup, so in this screen, so this is the Salesforce setup screen. So first up, I can do some quick changes before you. So this is the account information. For suppose you said that I don't want SIC code on this page. Okay, what I do is generally I will go to, I can simply click on this edit layout.
Yeah, I can simply drag and drop this particular field up and click on save. Come here, click on refresh. Now you can't see this SIC field. So I can see this option because I am a system administrator, means I'm the person who can modify everything inside this application. Okay. So the end users who are using this application cannot see these options to modify. They can only use the application. They can only create the data. They can use the application. Oh, this is this. But with this, they can see this is the customer data. You can see the 360-degree view of each and every customer in the same way. Their personal information about their company, number of locations, industry type, and their number of contacts, means the people who are contacting you from this company, and number of opportunities this company have raised it. See, a number of cases this company have raised from their phone, from their email, or um, from any website like this. These days, people are tracking, are taking cases even from social media also. For suppose if you raise a case on social media, they generally create a case in Salesforce system. And what all the open meetings available with this customer, means I assign to Venkat saying, hey, please talk to this customer. Means the correct person is Venkat within 2 days. And you can attach even documents for this customer. So with a simple modification, I have changed the field. For suppose I can even change the alignment by clicking on this, putting down the industry this way, revenue towards the right side, stock value also towards the right side, number of locations also on the right side, and I click on save. I put down refresh, I can see the new changes. See, stock value, number of locations, annual revenue, and everything. This is how you can change the view of the application. Okay, coming, I want to show you the setup screen. So generally the system administrators will generally do all these tasks. Coming to, they can manage users, they can create new users. For suppose if an employee joins your company, you have to provide a login to them. For suppose if he is the marketing guy, you have to provide the only marketing cloud for him so that he can do campaigns, he can do create leads in the system. For suppose if a sales guy joins your company, you provide a login to him and you give only access to the sales application so that they can only take care about sales. Here is the place where you do that part. It's loading. So these are the users. I can also create a new user by clicking on this, but the problem here is I am currently using the developer free edition where I can only create very few users because this is a free edition by Salesforce to give developers special access to learn Salesforce skill. Okay, so before I want to create a simple user license. So the username I already taken that username. That's the reason I am appending 123 at the end of my username. I'm clicking on save now. See, oh, it's duplicate name. If you see this, now I have created a simple user with these details. Okay, and the username is this, so that this person can log into the application with this username. Username should always be in the email format. Okay, and so this is the job of administrator. Whenever a person joins your company, you have to create the user Salesforce account by linking their user email, simply passing the email and giving their email address, username, and these are the license types. For suppose if you want to access sales application, you have to use the user license, that is Salesforce. With Salesforce license, you can do a lot of things. There are a lot of license types. See, force.com free, work.com charter free. There are a lot of licenses. So I cannot see all these licenses here, but I can show it to you in the company profile. Okay. So these are generally Salesforce licenses also available, but I have used the two licenses available in the developer edition. Okay. I'm clicking on save. I'm not modifying this. So the Salesforce administrator part is to take down any issues if customers are facing, the people who are trying to log in are facing. So the job is to manage all this. I'm clicking on expand all to show you all the options. See, the job is to load data into the system with the data management. So these are the major tasks. One is managing users. So in these users you have a lot of things: managing permissions, sets, profiles, permission roles. Okay, you can check the login history by clicking on this login history. I can check who have logged in at which time. It generally shows for all the users. For suppose if there are 500 people in your company, this login history will show the login history for all the 500 people. What is their username, when they have logged in, what is the IP address of their login, and the login platform, that is Mac OS X, on the logging from Chrome browser. See, these are all things it will show you. If they have entered wrong password, see, invalid password. Yeah, this is the status message of the login. You can even check all the logins also. This is for managing users. This is the job of admin. Okay, even Salesforce developer also can also do it. It's really easy. Okay, manage apps. You can also manage apps. You can create custom apps like this. You can manage territories. This is a part of Sales Cloud. For suppose, what are territories? Generally, each company, very big companies, generally follow regions. Okay, they generally split North America into a lot of small parts. Okay, northeast, southeast, north, like small regions. Okay, into 10 or 15 regions, and they can assign sales heads for that region, and each sales head will be managing lot of sales managers. Each sales manager will be assigned to small um, city or town, small state. Okay, and inside the sales manager he can manage hundreds of sales reps. So this is, you are categorizing the regions with territories. Okay, this is for that option. You can set up that, so you can configure and set up it, and your company information will be specially mentioned here. By clicking on the company information, I can see how many licenses are available. See, the organization name. Each and every organization means each and every company have a organization ID. So this is very specific to the company. For suppose if AT&T have taken Salesforce instance, they have a unique Salesforce organization ID, and each and every, as AT&T have lakhs of employees, they have lakhs of Salesforce logins. Each and every user have a user ID. Salesforce ID is unique, okay, in an organization. And if you see, there is fiscal year, business hours, holidays, all these things you can configure here. What is fiscal year? Financial year, okay. So some organizations some organizations will have their April 1st to March 31st as the fiscal year, so that you can split into 4 quarters. So it depends based on organization. Some organizations will have starting financial year as January 1st to December 31st. Some organizations September 1st to um, August 31st is financial year for the few companies. It depends. You can configure all these things. You can also configure the business hours. What is the employee start date? Means morning 8 a.m. to evening 5 p.m. type of things you can configure here, so that you can restrict their logins into the Salesforce application. So this login hours is useful uh, for counting the case hours, all this stuff. It's useful in Service Cloud and a lot other ways also, in workflow rules, all this stuff. Coming down to the users, you can also manage customer logins. For suppose if you are trying to log in after 5 p.m. in the evening, you can block it. You can block the users to when they are trying to log in, you can block them. Okay, that things also you can control. You can also control based on the IP ranges also, based on the IP address. And so this everything can be manageable by the administrator. And security access of your application, password policies, sharing settings, login access, everything can be controllable by the administrator. And domain management, some people will have their own custom domain appended before replaced with an A7 or appended to that. With the custom domains, you can put down your company name there by configuring your my domain. So that should be unique again. If someone already taken the domain, you cannot take that. And communication templates. So sales, as it is a CRM application, it automatically sends some mails to your customers. For suppose if you have registered a case by Venkat have registered a case in Salesforce system, means he will be getting a simple mail, automatic mail from Salesforce saying, hey, your case is registered here with this information. We'll reach back to you very shortly. Type of templates can be built here. You can build a number of templates and you can use them for your business automation. Okay. For suppose if there's a change in status of your case, you can get a new mail. Like this, you can configure it. Translation workbench. For suppose if your company is globally established and it's available in China, Japan, um, uh, Latin America, and Germany and US, you can translate or you can automatically translate your application based on the translation bench settings. You can do it for all the languages. Okay, they are supporting most of the languages which are really famous. So let's go to the users. I can show a simple demo to you on the translations. So Salesforce will generally automatically translate for all the standard applications. For suppose if you are building your own custom applications, you have to do that on your own. Okay, so I'm going to this user. This is my user. I'm clicking on edit. I'm scrolling down. So here there is a local information. I'm giving or else language information. I'm giving it as this is Chinese. Okay, I'm clicking on save. So now everything will be automatically translated to Chinese, except very few things like my email address, all this stuff, because this cannot be translatable. Even my name is also cannot be translatable, but all the other things are translated automatically. So now there's no need to build again new application for Japanese. This is Japanese language. Okay, so you cannot the system will automatically show the same information, but it looks in a different language. If you want to store the usernames also in their language, you can do that. But while you are entering, you have to enter the Japanese language letters. Okay, I'm clicking on it again. Clicking on this, clicking on English, and I'm clicking on save. Yeah, I came back. I did the changes back to English. Okay, clicking on expand all again. So yeah, data management for loading data into the system, exporting, importing, all these things can be done here. And you can do the mobile administration. So Salesforce will give access to all the mobile devices with application called Salesforce One. And earlier there's other application called Salesforce Classic. This is the old thing, but Salesforce One is new with new touch features, all these options. And Salesforce also enable mobile dashboards and reports so that your CEO or CFO, even though if they are in vacation in some beaches, also they can access all the company data, reports, and dashboards from their iPad or mobile devices with the mobile administration. Salesforce also have the offline application, means you can install Salesforce Briefcase, Salesforce Outlook configurations you can in your system, and you can see the data on your system. For suppose if you're traveling to the remote place, you generally take Briefcase, Salesforce Briefcase offline application, and you can go to your remote places and you can create some data. After coming home, you can connect to the internet and you can sync data to the system. And email administration, so every email goes from the Salesforce will be in the form of @yourcompanyname.com. Okay, not a Gmail like this. And Google Apps configuration and data administration, number of licenses, limits, users, everything you can see it here. Okay, I'm with this, like, from here we are going to end the administration part. Coming to the development, so in the build option, you can means you are going to build the application. Salesforce administrator can also handle some of the items in this build option, in creating fields, in creating, in changing the layouts, all this stuff. Okay, but these jobs are done by business analyst or developer most of the times, or even admin also sometimes. So I'm going to collapse this. Customize option is for customizing the existing applications. So all these applications, right, these are already created by Salesforce and given to us, except Surveyforce and Franchiseforce. These apps are created by me in some of the training. Okay, so in customize, you are going to modify the existing application. So Salesforce generally provided a generic CRM, but this CRM, if you want to fit it, if you want to apply to insurance business, you have to modify little things. If the same CRM want to be applied to pharma or healthcare business, you have to do some changes. That thing can be done with the customize option. If you click on customize, you have an option for campaign. See, you can do modifications from here. Leads, you can do modification from here. Accounts, modification for here for the account object. Okay, opportunities, contacts, all this stuff. These are all standard objects. Coming back to, okay, yeah. So coming to the create option, this option is for building new applications, and yeah, this is only for building applications, new tabs. So for building new application, first of all, you have to create a new application. You have to create a tab. You have to create an object before creating the tab. Everything can be done from here.
Hey, I think your audio is out.
Yeah, sorry. So these options is for building a new applications. Okay, till here. So there are two options at the end, right? These are building business automation. With this option, you can automate your business. For suppose if someone is clicking on some button, you can automatically send out some email to your customers. That way you can automate with the workflow rules and approval process. Automatically Salesforce application will do some simple things, automatically creating a task. For suppose if a case is raised on today, if it is high priority, you can send out the mail to the support leader, support manager saying that automatically I can send out an email only if the case is high priority. That type of things you can configure here. For suppose if a case is not opened for 3 days, if it is in the new stage, you have to automatically change the status from priority low to automatically to high priority. That type of changes you can configure with this workflow rules, and approval process is something like you can do, for suppose in organizations, if you are submitting expenses, you have to take approvals from your manager. Okay, that's called approvals. Okay, so you can build that type of things with approval process. You can build a number of steps. For suppose if the expense is from 0 to 5,000, you don't need to get any approval. If it is from 5,000 to 10,000, you need approval from your manager. If it is more than 10,000 and if it is to 20,000, you have to take approval from your senior manager. If it is more than $50,000, you have to take approval from the CFO. That type of rules you can build with the approval process. This is one step. You can also do everything till here with button clicks. Okay, it's too easy. Okay, so this is the also developer job, the create option. Okay, if you expand develop till here, it's button clicks. But in the develop option, you can extend Salesforce to anything with this coding. So Salesforce have a proprietary language called Apex and Visual Force programming. Apex is for writing the logic, Visual Force is for changing the front-end UI of any application, okay, of the Salesforce applications. Okay, these are two programming languages. One is for front-end, that is Visual Force. Apex is for back-end logic. Let's close this. And Schema Builder, I can show the things to you. So this is like, yeah, I'm going to ask questions at the end of the class. Okay, as it is a demo class, I'm not asking any questions. So this is Schema Builder where you can create objects. See, generally in creating an object inside Oracle, or you have to do a lot of coding stuff. But here it's really simple. By clicking on drag and drop on this object, you can create an object. I'm giving it the name as, so the name of the object as sample one. That is the plural form of this sample ones. I'm clicking on save. Yeah, with the simple two words, I have simply created the object that is sample one. These are a lot of fields you can create inside this object. Means these are column names. If you speak in the database language of Oracle database language, this is the table name. These are the fields. These are the 4 fields available by default given by the Salesforce. Okay, if you want to create new fields, you can simply drag and drop like this, sample number. This is how you can create data objects inside Salesforce. Okay, this is the job generally done by administrator or developer. Both the things can do it. It's really simple, and you can see the relationship, how things are related to each other in Salesforce. Store versus transaction, transaction to customer object to store. These are the relationship between objects. This object is independent of these three objects. Okay, if you click on this, all objects. So this is the actual database model of the existing application. See, for the current application, you have this database model, price books, and a lot of objects. I am not showing it here. I am only showing the top important objects in this schema builder. This is the user object. This object is related to a lot of objects. Whenever a data is created in the system, it tracks who created this record, who modified this record. Everything is linked to the user object. That is the reason you can see a lot of relationship to this user object. I'm gonna speak, means I'm gonna teach very slowly when I'm starting my training. Okay, as we have very less time, I'm going too fast. Let's move out of this. Okay, clicking on expand all, and we have done till here. These are all standard customize options. After that, you can see the create, develop, and here Salesforce have a separate app store called Appexchange, where, for suppose, if I am looking for a recruiting application, I have two options. One is I have to hire some developer team and I have to build an application for recruiting. Okay, that is one way. The other way is go to a app store, that is appexchange.salesforce.com. Yeah, this is the marketplace for Salesforce apps. You can buy a recruiting application if you want this. See, there are a lot of recruiting apps here. Just click on this, install, click on get it now button. It automatically installs in your organization. It simply asks you where to install. You have to put down your username and password. So this company is taking to a different page instead of installing directly on this login in this application. It took the different page and it's asking some information to put on your information first. If you click on start, they might send you some email to your email address, and from there you can start using this application. That's a different. Some people will do this because they don't want to give the application for trial version also. Okay, that's one way. And after finishing this, we have options to deploy. Generally, big organizations don't develop their things in their production servers. They generally create the similar instances. That is, they are called sandboxes, developer sandbox, QA sandbox. They do all the new developments in their development organization. They deploy it to QA sandbox, and everything will be checked here, the deployment status and settings. After deploying to QA, the testing team will test it. They will do one more testing in the full copy sandbox, where you have a lot of data, and later on they finally move to the production. Because if you are developing some things which is bad, it may affect a lot of your customers information. That's the reason people don't allow to develop in the production servers. And finally, monitoring your application. You can take the snapshots, you can take the system overview, how things are working, everything. Okay, all the status you can check it. This is the your application overview. These are the licenses usage. Out of 2 are used. Platform licenses 3 1 means there are total 6 users created in our application. That's it, guys. I'm gonna teach in detail in the coming classes. Okay, I want to go with the questions now. If you guys have any questions, you can speak now on chat or on.
Hey, sorry, I didn't catch your name.
My name is Venkat. Sorry, guys.
Okay, Venkat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a question. So we're going to be Salesforce developers, or what are we going to be training for? All administrator, developer, and all of those?
Yeah. So generally, this training, I'm gonna teach the administration part in the first 15 days. Later on,
Okay.
with the the Salesforce developer thing. Okay. Apart from this, I'm gonna teach the Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, special features because Salesforce has special positions for sales consultants, service consultants. These are solution uh, functional consultants. Okay, so there are very few
Okay.
jobs for this, but these guys will be generally with the customer. So mainly uh, there are very more jobs for Salesforce developer. For admins, there are very few jobs, but yeah, and it's really very cool job. Like to easy to modify applications, really easy for admins. Coming to
Yeah.
developers, they have to be expert in programming languages. Any programming language is fine. They can learn the Apex programming really in means if you are having good experience in programming, you can learn easily the Apex programming also. Okay, same way with VF programming also. These both are interrelated each other. Okay, closely at the tightly coupled. So if you are
Okay.
having some programming experience, I can suggest you to be as a Salesforce developer so that you can have a really good pay and even more jobs in the market.
Okay. Yeah. And the schema builder that you showed,
Mhm.
what was that? That was that part of the Apex language or the Visual Force? Was it the back end or the front end?
Yeah, so that's backend. They're gonna use Apex for creating objects and everything. They're gonna use the metadata. So whenever we are creating some data inside Schema Builder, you're gonna write some metadata. Metadata is like data over data. If you remember, I have created a simple record that is leads with the name Venkat, right? That's called data. But
Yeah.
the backend, like so the lead object information is called metadata. I can show how it looks like if you can be on the screen for.
Yeah.
It's completely in the XML programming language. It says, hey, it says the lead object definition. It says what is the lead name. Lead name is a text field or number field or email address. It shows the properties of each and every field. That's called metadata. Whenever I am pulling some
Okay.
object onto the schema builder thing, it automatically creates a new object. So for creating the data in the programming language, it generally takes for us around 10 days to create that. But Salesforce have simplified it after 30 versions because Salesforce current version is 30 versions is done. Okay, the current version we are using is 31st.
Okay.
Let's go to any. I'm going to show you the account page, how it looks like. So this is not the data, this is the metadata, how people access the things. So this is the object definition. What is an account object? So it shows
Okay.
there is an active field here. Active is the field name on the account object. The label is called active. The actual field name is active underscore c. See, active underscore c. This is the full name. And
Yeah.
this is a pick list value of values no and yes. This is a simple checkbox with true and false. The definition of that field is defined in this way. This is called metadata.
Okay. So Salesforce already took all of this and created like simpler versions for us to directly pick as an object and go with
Yeah,
it. Will
exactly.
we ever have to create these metadata, or would it always be available?
Yeah, it's always be available. It's easy to drag and drop things. So
Yeah.
with single drag and drop, you're gonna create hundreds lines of this. Okay, generally.
Oh, okay.
For a
Yeah.
field drag
So,
and drop, you generally create 15 lines of code. So
okay.
sometimes Salesforce developer, for him, it's a simple job to do modifications for the existing metadata. So he can use this Eclipse IDE and he can directly search for these things and he can do modifications. But for admin or for a consultant, he don't need to worry about this stuff. He can simply go there and drag and drop things.
Okay. Yeah.
For us, this is easy job for developers.
Okay.
Yeah,
Understood.
yeah, and I have to I have to tell about the course content and how it goes. And yeah, this is the course content. Okay. Um, so the first 15 days is like general uh, Salesforce administration, introduction to Salesforce, and Salesforce administration. Okay. Later on, we're going so with this first 15 days, you can develop applications with button clicks and drag and drops. Later on, so after 18th class, you're gonna work with Apex programming, SOQL queries, triggers. This is completely the coding part. This is completely related to Salesforce developer. Okay. And finally, we're gonna deal with how to build Salesforce Appexchange packages. That's a simple one-day session at the end. And in the meanwhile, we generally like so I generally share a lot of assignments. We generally work on a real-time project on the go in a enterprise partner edition. Okay, and this is the total hours dedicated to administration, development, introduction, and apart from this, I'm gonna go very deep into the Sales Cloud and Service Cloud. Again, coming to the Sales Cloud, I showed you only very simple or 10% of the Sales Cloud features. There are many things. So in these classes, I can go in detail in a brief way how flow will work, what is the flow, what is service level contracts, everything in Service Cloud, a lot of things. And that's it. Any more questions?
Um, yeah, Venkat, one more thing. I know that you're recording these sessions. Is there any way that we can get access to these videos if we ever want to refer to them?
Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to record all the classes. I can share the recordings to you like after a week. Uh, like all the recordings I will upload to uh, the Google Drive and I can share it to you all to the participants of the
Perfect.
training.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
Hey Venkat, a quick question.
yeah.
You said like the Salesforce application is also applicable for the e-commerce. So how does then is going to be support? Like, does it going to be supported about the Oracle ADG versus Indica too?
You're talking about e-commerce apps. So yeah, we
Yes.
recently worked with a customer. So they are using a e-commerce application that is Magento. Okay, so that company generally needs a CRM solution to manage their to sell more items to solve the customer issues. What they did is, so we have done a project for them. So So all the customer data, all the orders, all the payments, all the things, everything will be synced to the Salesforce system on daily basis. And whenever, so here the support center is different. The sales and support guys will be using Salesforce, and the e-commerce portal is different. But the data inside these two systems will be in sync. So generally, all the enterprise applications needs to be integratable. Otherwise, no one will buy the product. For suppose, um, if you take care about any big Samsung company, right? So they generally use a lot of SAP modules, and only for CRM they use Salesforce. Means if Salesforce is not integratable to other applications, they don't buy Salesforce. So most companies will buy different tools according to their needs, and they want to integrate these tools finally with application integrations or with data integrations. That's what we did here for the e-commerce company. You can, so the type of CRM you use is different. You're going to use Salesforce for that, but the portal what you are maintaining will be on. You can also use force.com for that, but it's not recommendable because it takes more. So Salesforce charges a lot for that. If you want to build, you can do that also. Salesforce have other product called site.com where you can build sites, e-commerce portals also. That's a different product. But the way the example what I said is a customer using uh, e-commerce company is using Magento as their selling thing, but all the data in that system is synced to the Salesforce system on the daily basis, and the customer care, for suppose if they got some issue, they generally see Salesforce system and they can fix it with the solutions inside the Salesforce application, because Salesforce is only a CRM software.
Okay, and one last question for you is it's about the because CRM in itself is a Microsoft certified product or as well as a dynamic AX also. So right now, are we going to compare it about the Salesforce versus the dynamic AX versus the dynamic CRM, or either these two different modules are the part of the Salesforce? What do you suggest?
No. Yeah, so again, Microsoft Dynamics also is also CRM. Okay. Uh, actually, actually, in the current market, there are a lot of CRMs. I can say Salesforce is the best CRM in the current market. It's the best because there are a lot of CRMs. So earlier, there is a company called Siebel. It's a famous CRM which is acquired by Oracle after it became famous. Later on, Salesforce completely killed Siebel because Salesforce is the first company who introduced CRM on cloud, and Microsoft Dynamics also is a good CRM, but it don't have much customers in the market. Means if they have less features, uh, so people don't buy, right? So Salesforce got more customers. So Microsoft Dynamics have good customers in Dubai, in that region. In US and in all other parts of the world, Salesforce is having big customer base. Yeah, you can even go to some Gartner or a lot of other portals where how Salesforce have become too big because they are growing a lot. They generally release new features every quarter, every season. Means summer release, winter release, and spring release. These are three releases by Salesforce. It
Yeah,
automatically updates all the system who are using that, like a Gmail. Okay.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Asif here. I have a question as well.
Yes, please, Hasif.
Regarding the certification, do we need to get the certification of 201 and 401?
Yeah, it's not mandatory, but most people are certified these days. That is the reason customers will have, means you will be having special advantage if you have certification. Also, yeah, that's the special advantage. So, but it's not mandatory.
Like, do
Uh,
you have anything like dumps which can help us to get the
yeah, I can
certification?
have. Yeah, I can share you some terms, but it won't be that helpful. But You can see the how the pattern is, and so yeah. So the developer 401 certification, it's the only easy certification you can take immediately. But coming to other certifications, you need a lot of time. You have to spend a lot. You have to uh, explore the system a lot. Then only you can clear the other certifications.
No, I didn't get you. What do you mean? Like
Because
developer certification is easier to get?
it's easier to get.
Mm-hmm.
That's called DEV 401, Developer 401. So
Yeah.
this certification is easy. Like with the simple preparation of 2 to 3 weeks, you can crack it. But other certifications, even though if you prepare, you cannot crack it, as they need real-time experience on the platform, on the complete Salesforce system.
Right. So I heard that they keep on changing the dumps as well, whichever available in internet.
Yeah,
Is it
exactly.
true?
Yeah, they generally change a lot every 3 months.
Well, I'm like willing to take 401 as soon as possible. So what I can do? What do you suggest me?
Yeah, yeah. I can share you some drums if you want. That you have it, but I because the dumps which I'm sharing you is like very old, which I took the certification in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
I think 11.
Oh,
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But I can share you some links because you won't get the questions from that, but you can learn the language, you can learn the things from that, but you can answer some of the questions in the exam. Yeah,
Right. Thanks.
And you can also search in online Google by keeping the Salesforce 401 dumps, right? You can find some links where you can download and copy and get the reference of questions, 401 certification questions and all. But it's just a dump. It just, you can get the example how it will be.
exactly.
I did try myself to be get it, but I didn't success to that. I only got it, like exams outline or Salesforce workbook or integration workbook or PDF from Salesforce Appexchange.
I will send you the links. Whenever you want it, I will give you the links and I will give you some dumps on Salesforce certification.
I'll appreciate that.
Yeah. Any more questions? Uh, any questions,
I'm
please?
Any questions on this part? Like you, I mean, I think Venkat can. You
Yeah.
guys wanted to decide anything so that we will have schedules. You want everyday class or weekday class, weekend class. We just wanted to finish this course as soon as possible, and we will wanted to make sure that you will all perfect in this subject. Now I mean, do you got the idea what exactly is the Salesforce and how it works, right? Today class.
yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So if you have any questions, right, it's whenever in the class, even though after class also you will have we will give you a time to ask whatever the questions you have. So once the class done, now before starting a new class, again you can get your own questions and whatever the doubts you have, everything by listening the videos and all. We'll first clear those doubts, then we'll begin the next class. So every day we'll do this kind of process.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna create some
I would
separate
rather
partner.
just do the class
Sorry.
for the weekend. We can like finish course very quickly.
Yeah, Asif, can you speak again?
I said I would rather prefer to be take the daily classes instead of the weekly.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
yes.
So
Yeah, we generally take every day. Means he's saying like Monday to Friday. Actually, his actual schedule. If you want to go on weekends also, that's fine with us. But we have to check with all the other participants also. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
because the total hours of the training is around 60 to 80 hours. Okay. and so if we take around 2 hours a day or 1.5 hour a day, so it goes up to 30 days. Or we can plan such a way that in weekend you can have 4 hours training with a break, so to finish it uh, really quick.
Okay, I have a question here. Does the
Hello.
Salesforce,
Yeah, the Salesforce.
yes, does the Salesforce is compatible with the Visual Source, or as well as it should be compatible with the Java also?
Yeah, so there's other solution for that. So Apex is really close to Java programming. This is a proprietary language of Salesforce, Apex. But if you have a Java application, if you want to integrate with Salesforce, Salesforce have other product called Heroku, that is a platform cloud. Apart from Force.com, there is other platform called Heroku. So you can run applications on that, any type of language applications on Heroku, and you can integrate that application with Salesforce. Generally, I have done a lot of integrations with third-party tools like SAP, applications on PHP or applications on Java also. You can talk to applications with SOAP API, REST API in a with XML and JSON formats. That can be done always, but Salesforce internally won't support Java language. But the classes what you're writing, it's 99% very close to the Java programming or any and it's like 90% close to .NET programming.
Okay, and are we going to cover it about the REST and Spring also?
Uh, can you repeat again?
Yes, and are we going to cover like the REST and Spring also?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. We're going to cover REST API and SOAP API integrations.
okay,
Um, I'm sorry
Hello.
to continue to give you the proper answer, right? See, Java is in Salesforce, right? Java is another language, and Salesforce has another language. Salesforce language is Apex. So Java is related. If someone knows Java, someone have an idea, so Salesforce it will be helpful because Java is more related to Apex language. So Salesforce language basically Salesforce use only one language, that is Apex. So here Java Strut, Java Spring, REST APIs, it won't comes in this in Apex thing. But Apex language has its own you know variables where it will useful. So in Salesforce, there is only one language will be Apex, which is used for coding and all, customization coding. And second thing is Visual Force, where Visual Force, whenever it's like a graphical thing, whichever. If you want to show your client in a graphical way, in a graphical view, the Visual Force come into the place where anything, any diagram or any graphical point of thing, any web application you want to show them, like this kind of application I build, like you can present them in Visual Force language. The Visual Force and Apex will use in Salesforce. That's the only two things we'll use in Salesforce. Java, Spring, Struts, nothing will use, and it won't come anything. So you don't have to learn those kind of things.
Exactly. But yeah, you can integrate these things to Java. So, but as I said, there's other solution for that. You can host your Java app and a Salesforce product, that is Heroku, and you can always integrate with Salesforce. Yeah.
sure.
Any more questions? Anyone has any questions? See, and what we are
Hello.
planning to do is after getting this Salesforce class, we wanted to give you the actual real-time org where you can practice the real-time how the clients are working on the real-time org, and we'll give the real-time project how we will do and how we will implement. Then you can get to know, like after getting this course, you can directly right away you can start your real-time job. Okay, and anything else?
No, we are extremely fine.
Hello?
Once the course completed, what I will also support you, like we will give you the support on job. Once you are on job and you don't know what to do and all, once you get the task from your client, right, we will also help you out on your job. So it will be